The Egyptian Museum in Tahrir Square, affectionately known as the Red Palace, has entered a new era. To speak more about this unordinary place that we are so proud to have here in Egypt, I'm so delighted to be accompanied right now by Dr. Atef, the tourism expert. Well, it's always a pleasure to have you speaking about our tourism.
Thank you.
Well, we're speaking about the Red Palace, or the Egyptian Museum in Tahrir Square, one of our heritage that we are so proud to have, actually, and it has its own uniqueness. What is the new era that it did enter lately?
People think that because of moving the collection of King Tutankhamun to the Grand Egyptian Museum, that the Tahrir Square Museum, or the old Egyptian Museum, has been emptied. Actually, it still has collections from the old, middle, and new kingdom, and lots of collections in the museum on display. So it became a sculpture museum and an art museum and a storytelling museum at the same time.
So what about the places or the spaces that where the statues were and left to the other museum? How is it for the visitors? What been replaced, or is it like areas? How are they gonna enjoy it?
They reassembled the pieces in the museum, so it became, I mean, the first floor still has masterpieces from the old kingdom, like the Narmer Palette, for instance, which is a masterpiece that dates back to 3100 BC, and they have the collection of the old kingdom, like the statue of Chephren, and which is made out of diorite, and up till today, by the way, we have no idea this side or that side how they carved the statue of Chephren. It's made out of diorite, and they say they carved it out of diamonds. But how did they cut the diamonds? Well, they say diamonds cut diamonds. So we're still missing something they used in the past that we have no idea about. We have the collection of Akhenaten in the first floor, and beautiful pieces of Queen Nefertiti, together with the collection of Akhenaten, the father of King Tutankhamun. That's for the first floor as an example. In the second floor, we have the collection of Yuya and Tuya. And
the couples.
The couples, yes, Yuya and Tuya, exactly. And this collection is very important because it's the only tomb after King Tutankhamun that was found completed. I mean, it was not robbed. So that's the collection of Yuya and Tuya. We have also lots of masterpieces from the Middle and the New Kingdom.
Well, what's really special about the Grand Egyptian Museum, or the old Egyptian Museum, that it has its own uniqueness when it comes to even the architecture. Speaking now, we have the modern museum, which is the gem, and we have the authentic museum, which is the one in Tahrir Square. How people can enjoy even this authenticity of the building itself?
The building is unique, and it was designed and built in 1902, and the people enjoyed the authenticity. I mean, ever since from the moment they enter the garden of the museum, they see the facade of the museum with goddess Isis, which is very unique. And the door of the museum is a piece of art. I mean, the door itself, which is made out of cedar wood, that it's a piece of art by itself. The building was built to be a museum. It's one of the oldest museums in the world for a building to be built to be a museum. So we are very proud to have it, and people enjoy the architecture. It just needs some restoration and some I mean, it has a color already as a museum, but it needs some restoration, and it will be unique and will keep its authenticity forever, inshallah.
Well, everybody, the whole world remembers the parade that we did enjoy. It did sparked from there, of course. Everyone watched that, and people who didn't even visit Egypt, they were wondering how massive, how beautiful, how it holds a pride. I don't know, but it holds its own pride. But we are so lucky also that we build museums as museums, because most of the world, they didn't have museums. They were built as museums. They turned it to something else.
It was designed by Marcel Dureau, and that was, I mean, he's quite an architect and a very genius guy. and the way it's built is very amazing. I mean, the skylights, I mean, it's a green museum ever since it was built. I mean, the skylights to allow the rays of the sun to come inside and lit the museum. I mean, it's impressive. And most of our colleagues prefer still to go to the museum. When travelers come to Egypt and ask me, is it worth it to go to the old Egyptian museum in Tahrir Square, I say yes. Its location also is very important because it's in the heart of Cairo, overlooking the most famous square in Egypt, the Tahrir Square. There is lots of community engagement with this museum, and they hold concerts and they hold events in the museum that has its own taste.
So yes, I've been speaking to different people from different part of the world. What they say that we need to go both of museums because they thought that, in their opinion also, what they believe is that each museum holds different stories, different artifacts. So they wanted to have the chance to go to enjoy this atmosphere of the uniqueness of the civilization, of the authenticity of the 1902, and then moving to the gem, which is a unique, a modern, massive cultural hub actually, because it do serve the whole family even for some areas.
That's true, and people always comment that they are happy to visit both museums. Also, the plan, or the government plan, or the Ministry of Tourism and Antiquities plan, is for the travelers to spend longer time in Cairo, longer nights, I mean, more nights in Cairo. So that's why they put the museums, including the Nemik as well, Nemik Museum, they put it as well in their itineraries. So people come to visit the Grand Egyptian Museum, the Gem, people come to visit the Tahrir Square Museum, and the Nemik. We have 3 museums for people to enjoy, and that would allow them to spend more nights in Cairo, of course.
And for something that people don't know, that we also have open museums, which is something very unique. It's not in the whole world, so you can come to enjoy the modernity, you can come to enjoy the authenticity, and meanwhile you can enjoy the open air museums.
Yes.
Give us like examples for our audience for the open air museums, whether in Aswan or in Cairo or here and there.
I mean, Karnak Temple has an open air museum. I mean, it embraces, I mean, the artifacts there is an open air museum. Luxor Temple has a collection, a section in the Luxor Temple in Luxor, which is considered to be an open air museum. The plan was to turn the west bank of Luxor to an open air museum, but this plan was delayed because of COVID and the lack of tourism at the time when COVID was around. So, but they're still working on it now to be an open-air museum. You'll be amazed to know that the pyramids of Giza and the surroundings of it will be an open-air museum as well, because there is a buffer zone, and they're gonna have this buffer zone as a museum. So it will be one of the biggest open-air museums in the world.
This is including Saqqara?
Including Saqqara and Memphis.
Yes.
Including Saqqara and Memphis. And travelers like to visit Saqqara. Since we spoke about Saqqara, they like to visit Saqqara because, I mean, for the last few years, most of the discoveries and the impressive pieces came from Saqqara. So people like to visit Saqqara, and it's in all the tour itineraries, as you kindly know.
I think what is more interesting for visitors when they come to Egypt or read about Egypt is that it's not only about archaeological sites, it's not only about history, it's about people, it's about the culture, it's about civilization mixed with the new culture, it's about our hospitality, it's about our spirit, it's about our ethics, which is already written on our temples and in different even directions when it comes to gods and their sons, leaving a legacy for them, which is we right now still watching and enjoying them.
Of course, I mean I mean Egypt came and then history came, as they say. And Herodotus, the historian, said something. He said that Egypt is the gift of the Nile. He should have said that Egypt is the gift of the Nile and the Egyptians, because the Nile goes through 9 African countries, the Nile that we are looking at, and the ancient Egyptian civilization is only found here. So that gives a message to the whole world that civilization started in Egypt. I mean, from 7,000 years ago and more.
So right now we are witnessing a great development and revolution actually when it comes to the tourism sector, the hospitality sector, the even hotels and different the capacity. We are now producing more hotels with different styles, different areas, right to the pyramids or so. But still we not indulge 100%, but we are on the way that to be ready for the visitors, which we are expecting more than 30 million
Yeah.
tourists.
In 2030.
Yes.
They're building hotels around the gem, which is very impressive. I mean, the whole surroundings of the Grand Egyptian Museum has hotels now and motels. And that's very interesting, and that will be for the benefit of the Egyptian economy, let alone the cruise ships that goes from Luxor to Aswan and back. We have more than 300 cruise ships. But we still need to build more hotels in a city like Aswan, for instance, in the southern territory of the country. We need to build more hotels there. We have enough hotels, I think, in Luxor. We need to work out on building more hotels in general, because we are, I mean, when we are expecting 30 million tourists in 2030 plan or strategy, that should, I mean, we should have enough hotels to accommodate all those travelers that are willing to come to Egypt.
Well, I think the government, for her part, is doing a great job when it comes to infrastructure, when it comes to the roads.
Absolutely.
Right now, they are facilitating the
Yes.
whole process for the visitors and for the tourists, so he can enjoy, not to waste time. He can move from here to there.
That's right.
So the infrastructure, the roads, and the whole roadmap, actually, that Egypt is witnessing right now, we are exceeding the 2030 agenda.
Yes.
And we are so happy with our president that he's always keen to flourish Egypt more when it comes to any sector.
Absolutely. And speaking of our president, I mean, he cares about tourism. And I was visiting the gem on a tour, and it was Friday. And they said the president was there to see the work, how's the work going at 5 o'clock in the morning and at 6 o'clock in the morning, to see the work that has been done before the open or before the inauguration of the gem. The whole country is accommodating the travelers. Now there are travelers who come here to spend longer nights, so there are itineraries that are for 15 days and for 30 days. People want to see more, and this is for the benefit of our economy, because tourism is considered to be one of the main sources, of course, as you know, of the Egyptian economy.
Which is very important. It's a key pillar actually for Egypt. Not just that, but also we do we are lucky that we are seasonal tourism also. That
Yes.
it's not that you're gonna wait till what month so you can visit because of the weather, or you can jump in the sea. You can do all the activities during the whole year, winter, spring, summer, autumn. So
Yes.
we have this big blessing. So I guess the whole roadmap, the new upcoming roadmap, is going to be including the days, which is going to be divided into different part of Egypt.
Absolutely. I mean, if you're talking about beach tourism, we have beach tourism. If you're talking about culture tourism, and by the way, for the beach tourism, there is 85% of the travelers all over the world are traveling on beach tourism basis. So they want to visit the beaches, they want to visit the sea, and the
Because
North
we swim
Coast.
here in winter.
We swim in the winter, of course, especially in Sharm el-Sheikh and Hurghada. It's considered to be a winter resort, not a summer resort only, but also a winter resort. So people come to see the beach tourism. 85% of the travelers all over the world are traveling on beach. I mean, for the beach tourism. The good thing about beach tourism is, if the traveler or the tourist liked the beaches, he would come again next year. But with the culture tourism, he won't go to the same sites every year. So we have very repetitive clients who come to Egypt every year to enjoy the beaches, whether the Mediterranean or the Red Sea.
Well, I think also the Ministry of Culture cooperating with whether the Cairo Opera House or the Gem or by the pyramids,
Or
with
the concerts
long concerts from all part of the
Yeah.
world, like famous, renowned singers, DJs, name it, even fashion shows. So this is getting to be more of a cultural hub. It's a place where you can visit, enjoy, and witness the modernity while you are already
Yes.
living this 7,000 years.
Yes, absolutely. I mean, the government is doing lots of efforts to advertise and doing lots of marketing for different kinds of tourism in Egypt, that we have all the elements. And people come to do city tours as well. So there are travelers who come to see the city of Cairo. And we have the Sphinx Airport now. People come through the Sphinx Airport and then visit the city of Cairo, and they can fly back. So this is one of the tourism, one of the types of the tourism that we didn't have before. There are also museum tourism. They come especially to visit the Gem and the pyramids and the old Egyptian museum in Tahrir, and then they leave. So that's another type of tourism we didn't have before the inauguration of the Gem and before opening the Sphinx Airport. So I think we have it all. When it comes to tourism, you just name it. You name it, and we have all the elements of tourism in our country.
And also health tourism, that we have Wahat, we have Siwa, we have the Black Desert, the White Desert. We have lots of even, not just the health tourism, of course, not going to the
Yes.
Black Desert, but
Yes.
you'll be going to somewhere else. But this is even getting more renowned, and there's a lot of cooperation between the private sector here and different countries around the world to enjoy and to have this experiment.
Speaking of Siwa and Al-Wahat, Al-Dakhla, and Al-Kharga, Al-Farafra, different oases that we have, now the plan is to allow more people to come to those oases and to enjoy, because temperature is good all year round, so in those oases. So people can come, especially with the pricey oil cost and heating cost in Europe, for instance, because Europe is close by. So people can come all year round and spend their winter in Al-Wahat or Al-Dakhla or Al-Farafra, I mean the oasis of Egypt, and then leave in the summer. So that will save them the money that they spend on the heating they have in their own homeland.
Another pillar is as you said, is the location of Egypt.
Of course.
We're in the mid over the heart of the world, which is very convenient for Europeans. It's for other Arab countries around us to come and enjoy. Especially right now, there is a heat wave that Europe is suffering from,
Yes.
and it's hitting India, it's hitting part of the world. So I think we have a good chance that we can enhance that and let people enjoy out of this crazy temperatures.
Absolutely, and it's again spending more nights in Egypt. In the past, people used to come here and spend 2 nights in Cairo and a 4-night cruise, if we can say. But now they spend like 5 nights or 6 nights in Cairo, and it's not enough. And they do a super long cruise from Cairo all the way to Aswan for 2 weeks or so. So people spend almost a month visiting Egypt. People don't come to see old Egypt or Egypt of their parents and their grandparents. They come to see new Egypt now, the new state of Egypt, and that's what they're looking for. If we can say that the new discoveries as well, the new archaeological discoveries has gave a chance for them to see new Egypt today. People come to see things, the Instagramic tour. They want to be the first ones to go inside the tombs. They want to be the first ones to go inside the archaeological sites that has been discovered, especially in Saqqara. And I mentioned Saqqara because it's close to Cairo and close to everything, so it's easy to access.
Well, to tell you the truth, if we're gonna see more or to dig more in this topic, we will never have enough. But to tell you the truth, this is blessings, not the visitor. If he come once and he read where he's gonna, where he wants to spend this timing and all of that, and you're providing him with more. There's a lot of info, and there's lots of cultural activities that is being held here in Cairo on a daily basis. Let's say we've seen the open museum, which was the art museum in the pyramids. Right now they are holding this festival, which is the art festival. It's unstoppable,
Yeah.
non-stop art open museum. Also, it's an open gallery, it's an open exhibition, let's say, and with those all activities that is happening around.
Absolutely. I mean, museology became very important, and visiting museums is one of the important elements that the travelers are coming for, especially when they have a comfortable visit to the museum, like the gem today. It's air conditioned. It has, it's a hub. It's a culture hub, and it's very comfortable, very easy to visit, very easy to access. Now they have a connection between the museum and the pyramids. There is like a road that connects the gem, the Grand Egyptian Museum, to the pyramids. So people can combine their tour by visiting the gem and visiting the pyramids at the same time. And it takes like a good 6 or 7 hours. I had a guest that I was honored to be his guide, and he went, he was staying at one of the hotels that are closer to the pyramids, and he went to visit the gem, and I told him, how long did you spend in the gem? He said, we spent 7 hours. So he spent 7 hours in the gem only to visit the gem. And I think that shows how huge and humongous the Grand Egyptian Museum is.
Well, we are blessed that we do have all those treasures here in Egypt.
Absolutely.
And I bet this sector is going to flourish more in the future.
Yes.
With our entwining the presidency with our ministers, and of course with our individual and people like you in the field. Dr. Amra Atef, the tourism expert, I would like to thank you so much.
Thank you.
I learn from you on a lot of information about our dear Egypt and about our ancient history. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.